Hello everyone. This is a short video on how to place a trade in your MetaTrader 4. In the top left hand corner here of my trading folder on my phone, you'll see my MetaTrader 4 app. You just open there. And on your trade screen, you have your 5 screens at the bottom. On your trade screen, there is an option where you can place a trade there. In your top right hand corner, you have a plus sign. You just press the plus sign. You can then see at the top you have your option. Right now it's showing AUD USD, and then it has a down arrow. If you click that area, all your pairs that you have listed on your quote screen will come up here, where you could pick them to change which pair that you're wanting to trade in at the time. Your other option is at the very bottom, you have your 5. Your first one is your quotes tab. If you hit your quotes tab, there again is a list of all your pairs that you have placed in your quote screen. You just tap the pair that you're looking for, and you will see options come up where you can trade, chart details, and cancel, and just go back to your quote screen. So you press trade, and that will take you to your trade screen as well. Also, if you are charting, your tab at the bottom of your charts, the chart that you are currently on, if you want, you're charting it and you want to jump into a trade on that particular pair, in the top right hand corner you see the word trade. If you tap that, that will also enter you into the trade screen, so you can trade off the pair that you had listed in your charts tab. But those are the options currently. There will be one more option to get to this trade screen once you enter another trade. But at this point, those are the options in which you have to get to this screen. This is where you place a sell or a buy trade on any pair that you're interested in. Again, at the very top, you have the pair that you have pulled up. Always double check that to make sure you are on the pair that you want to actually make a trade on. Your next thing underneath your pair that's listed, you see the words market execution. This is an option to make a trade currently at this exact moment. With that, all you have to do is press sell or buy, and it will place a trade into this pair immediately. Once you press market execution, you then get more options. You have a buy limit, sell limit, buy stop, and sell stop. Buy limit and sell limit is basically stating that the pair is currently going in a different direction. Your buy limit is currently in a sell, and you want to place a trade to enter in later. You press this, you enter the numbers that you want, and once it reaches the price that you advise it to enter at, the system is automatically going to execute that trade and put that trade in for you. Buy limit and sell limit is saying that it is going currently in the opposite direction in which you want to trade, and once it gets to that price limit, it will then, you believe it's going to go in the opposite direction. So for example, buy limit, right now you're saying it's selling, and you're saying once it sells down to a certain price range or a price number, you believe it's going to buy, and you want to enter into the buy once it reaches that point. You're saying it's not going to go any further, it's going to turn around and go into a buy. Sell limit is the opposite. Right now it's going into a buy. You believe it's going to buy up to a certain price, and then you believe it's going to turn around and sell. And once it gets to that point, you're wanting to enter into that. So those are an option to place a trade on a pair. Also, you have buy stop and sell stop. Buy stop and sell stop is you're saying that you want to place a future trade to be executed once it reaches a price in which it's going currently. So a buy stop, you're saying, is currently buying, and once it reaches this price, I want to jump in because you believe it's going to continue to buy. Sell stop is the same thing. It's currently selling, and once it sells down to a certain price, you believe it's going to continue to sell, and you want to enter the trade at that point. So those options are for posting pending orders, is what we call it. And once it reaches the price and does what you believe it's going to do, it will then enter into a trade for you. So you're telling it to do something in the future. Market execution is saying, let's do it now. So with market execution, we're going to go back to that and actually head down to our other options here. Underneath market execution, you have negative 0.1 in blue and negative 0.01 in blue. And then in black, you have 0.01. To the right of that in blue, you have plus 0.01. And next to that is plus 0.1. The black 0.01 is the current lot size in which you would be trading on once you press a button. Now, this means 10 cents, which everybody should know that's on this video. So you cannot subtract at this point, but we can add. So your 0.01, if you press that blue plus 0.01, you're going to add 10 cents. So now that I've pressed it, if we sell or buy currently, we're now going to trade at 20 cents. Press it again, you get 30 cents. Now, if you press the 0.1, it's going to move the dollar range. So once I press that, now I am at $1.30. Now that you're past your minimum, you can actually subtract. Say we decided, oh, we didn't mean to press the dollar. Let's hit the dollar, we're back. It takes that dollar away, and now we're back at 30 cents. And then you can subtract your 10 cents at a time as well. So that's how you change your lot size. Lot size is gone over in our IML Academy and also gone over in several different times during our training on our group, and I'm sure in everybody else's. Your lot size is determined by different variables. It depends on how much you have in your account, also what type of trader that you are, and also by the pair, because some of the cryptos you would not want to enter your lot size as high as you might do your standard USD GPY or JPY pairs and things like that. So there's very different reasons for changing your lot size. That is something that you need to make sure that you have the correct education to make sure you do not basically make a trade at more than what you can afford in your brokerage account. Now your next spots are stop loss and take profit. This is where you place your stop loss. You're telling it, okay, I thought it was going to sell, but all of a sudden it's buying. It may turn around, but I think if it goes all the way up here, it's not going to. So I'm going to tell it to stop trading at this point, say 20 pips. You don't want to go backwards into negative more than 20 pips. So if you were selling and you didn't want to lose more than 20 pips, then you would add 20 pips. So you're saying 20 pips in the other direction, I want it to stop, and I just take that loss, or as we call it, lessons. And with the buy, of course, you would subtract because that would be the opposite direction. So you're just telling it, I don't want to lose any more than this. Stop my trade out at this point. Your take profit is the opposite. That is when you get up to a certain amount and you decide, I'm good with that amount. If I get 20 pips, I want to go ahead and close it out. Take profits and stop losses are used very importantly when you're not really able to watch your trades and you're just letting them run on your phone while you're working or working out or doing whatever you want to do, spending time with your family. And it just keeps you from, because you could make it to, say you wanted to make $20, you can make the $20, and if you're not paying attention, it could shoot there and then shoot all the way back down to zero, and you lost your chance at that 20 pips. Now it could run to 100 pips, and some people are upset because they lost 80 pips because they put a 20 pip take profit. But of course, we want to accept any lessons and also any profits that we get. We don't want to be greedy. So setting these parameters for different trades does keep you from making some unwanted mistakes. But for the sake of this, since we're not really picking a pair and not charting a pair, we're not going to enter any numbers in there. But also, if you're taking swipe trades or you're getting trades from your group or things like that, um, stop losses and take profits are going to be given to you. And all you got to do is take those numbers from those trades that you were given and enter them in here exactly how they advise. So that part will be very easily if you're taking trades from other people. Now, underneath those, you have your asking price and your bidding price. I'm not really going to go over that. That is gone over in IML Academy and in many, many tradings. So, but just for the sake of the training, I do want to point out that they are there. Your next thing that we would do to make a trade on market execution, you would either press sell by market, your red box, or buy by market in the blue box. So for training, we're going to go ahead and press sell by market, the red box. Now we have entered that trade. And on your trading screen, you will see that your trade is currently processing. And as this chart moves and as the market moves, your amount is going to go up or down. And if you just tap your trade, it will open up and spread out. If you had a stop loss or a take profit, those numbers would be entered in there. Also, you have your fees. With each broker, your fees are different, but this is where you would see the fees that you actually have to pay the broker out of your profits as you go. So that way you can keep up. But even here, you can see this price next to this negative 16 cents. At the top, you see negative 20. So at the very top, the charges have already been taken care of, and they're showing the full amount that you're going to get at the very top. So, but here is basically that's how you make a trade on market execution with your sell stops and buy stops, buy limits. The only difference there is if you go back to your trade screen and you change to, sorry, my thumb was too big. You hit there and say you get a trade and they tell you to enter a buy limit or sell limit. You press whichever one that is, and you're going to enter your numbers. As you notice here, there's an extra line, which is the price. That is the entry price in which you want this trade to take once it gets to that point. Whether with this is the buy stop, as it's going up, once it reaches the number you enter there, the price number, that is when this trade will take effect. So that's the only difference really there, is you're entering a price to tell it when to actually execute this trade for you. The rest is actually all the same. You have your stop loss, your take profit, and instead of your buy and sell, it only has the bar that says place, because of course with the buy stop, you're already choosing to buy. So you don't have a buy or sell, you're just pressing place. Once you press place, then it's going to put a pending order in for you that once it hits them, then it will activate and your trade will go. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead with sell stop here. Just because of training, I want you to be able to see the full process. At the bottom of the screen down here, we have 128445. So we're going to enter that 45 and place. So once it gets to the price 128445, this trade will activate and we will be in a sell trade. If it never reaches that price amount, it will never activate and will stay in your pending orders. But that overall is how to place a trade. Again, with the sell stops, the buy limits, sell limits, it's all the same on how you enter it. The only difference is going to be your entry price and the bar that says place instead of sell or buy. So your market execution is right now, and everything else is something that you're choosing to trade on in the future once it hits a certain price that you're looking at. I appreciate all your time and looking this up. I hope this was helpful to you, and I wish the best of luck to all of you in successful trading.